This is a pile of mulch that we got free from the county. They make this from the greenways throughout the region and just dumped here, and we use it to cover all of our soil. So something really simple to do also in the garden to remember is cover your soil like it would be in the forest or even in the chaparral around here. There's really no bare soil in nature. There's always leaf litter, sticks and things. It's kind of half breaking down, and covering the soil protects the moisture that's in the soil from evaporating. It also keeps all the soil microbes and critters alive that are down there that help the soil stay rich for the plants. If it gets too hot, the mulch will moderate the temperature of the soil too, so it keeps the roots from getting too hot and too cold that sometimes we have around here at night. And if you take a hard compacted clay that's really unhealthy and dead soil and you put 6 inches of this mulch on it, leave it there for 6 months, and after that 6 months you'll be able to stick your hand a few inches into that. It'll have life breathed back into it. Just keeping the moisture in, a little bit of organic matter seeping down, will create a lot more life. It just makes the soil healthy again and makes it better for the plants, which can translate to less cost. You're not going to be out there having to replace plants, having to fertilize them, having to water them as much. It really is a holistic method of keeping them healthy. So, and this is really good compost, this is really good mulch here. And one of the ways we can tell is that it has this white stuff in it. Looks like dust, and what they mostly are fungal spores. The white is the mycelium, the little hair-like network of the body of the fungus. And it reproduces through these spore-like things that are kind of flowing around. But that fungus is a really healthy indication or indicator of a really healthy soil. It's always a challenge, and new sustainable kind of green gardener type people should focus on the health of the soil, mostly on the fungus. It's pretty easy to get bacterial counts, the bacterial community in the soil up by proper watering and adding organic matter and compost, but it's a little harder to get a lot of fungus in there. And a lot of plants have a symbiotic association with fungal hyphae. That's the net-like part of the fungus. And they work together. The plant will get nitrogen from and water from and other nutrients from the fungus, and the fungus will get sugars from the plant. So it's good to have the fungus in there for that reason too. But the fungi are the ones that are doing a lot of the decomposition. They're taking these sticks and leaves that aren't really broken down. A plant root can't suck up a stick to get nutrients. It has to be broken down to the elemental level. So the fungus is the thing doing that primarily. The bacteria too, but the fungus does it even more so. So this is good. Adding this on top will really just be it's a little bit of a silver bullet, for taking care of your garden, and you can do it in a low intensity kind of lazy way. Just keep putting mulch out there and it'll do the trick. One thing to remember about mulch, it's pretty simple to put it out here. If you want to use mulch to keep soil moisture in, use at least 2 inches thick of mulch, so 2 inches down. If you want to use it to suppress weeds, so a weed like this nutsedge, if we pulled it and threw it on the ground, we'd need at least 4 inches of mulch on top of that to keep it from resprouting from its roots. So for weed suppression, 4 or more inches. For moisture retention, 2 or more inches. So I basically just say 4 inches will do the trick for both. And that's what we put out here. But the other little rule of thumb is don't have it up against the trunk or the woody part of any kind of plant, perennial, tree, shrub, because moisture, this is the stem, it's not meant to have moisture next to it. It will start to rot if there's moisture next to it. So keep it, we like to say like a dinner plate size or more away from the trunk of the tree. And that's what you're seeing here. So it looks like there's a little bit of the plant is in a dip, like a little shallow basin, but that's mostly because the mulch is up here and then stops. And this is the soil level meeting the root crown right at the base there. so we don't have that mulch up next to it. So mulch on the soil can also help lessen the impact of rain or sprinkler, any kind of water droplets hitting the soil, and spread that water out and hold on to it and let it infiltrate down before running off. Anytime water hits the ground and there's a slope, it'll gain speed, and when it gains speed, it gains erosive force. It'll start eroding things. So if we slow it down by mulch, you can imagine a water droplet hitting a sponge. It would kind of just go in and soak in slowly and spread out, as opposed to hitting a pane of glass, just ding, and then rolling right off really fast. So this is like a sponge. It's an organic matter sponge, and it will hold a lot of moisture and make it available longer to the plants too. So you're going to have a lot less drought problems with mulch.